Kung Fu Critic. Why the K in Critic? The K is for concentrate, like using a K instead of a C. How's it going, everybody? New film to review, Champions. Bold name, bold name. A film that is loosely based on true events that happened in the 1930s, where China was determined to be a part of the Olympic Games. The film was released in 2008. Something happened in China in 2008 that might be related to the Olympics, but we'll figure that out later. Right now, let's see who's in the cast. Cheung Feng, aka Floppy Hat, actor Jickie Chung. Quan Shubo, Scarf Hero, actor Mo Se. An Ling, love interest, actress Priscilla Wong. Lee Sam, evil runner girl, actress Debbie Hu. And our good master, actor Rang Geung-yu. That's the cast. What do we have in the film? Our film begins with a very traditional introduction to a kung fu film. They're showing different moves. Sure, it's in silhouetted form, but still, I applaud that. Then some very somber-looking photos of China in the 1930s. We hop into the film, and we get to see how China is not doing so good. Plagues, earthquakes, not having enough money for basic necessities, so you have to wait outside and get help from rich business owners. We also see Floppy Hat handing out flyers. China should be in the Olympics. Help support China. A politician driving by says, that's the only thing we can hope for now. Bum, bum, bum. We then cut to a pretty well done exhibition of a lot of martial artists training in different formats, including having ropes attached to their arms while they're trying to chop an apple on a stone block. We see our master, who is being told by a politician's underling that he is needed for the Olympic Committee. They're going to have a discussion about it. The master is tired of Floppy Hat mouthing off, so he cuts his strings, all hell breaks loose. Stones are shattered and flying apart. Floppy Hat looks back at the politician and us and says, that's the power that we have. Oh yeah. After this, we get introduced to our athletes. An Ling, our good runner, gets to have a little flirtation friendship with Mr. Floppy Hat, although she's on and off about it, and he's always on about it. As the committee comes out and says we want to support our athletes, the politician leaves, and here comes trouble. Here comes our evil runner. Look at her face. She's just so contemptuous towards An Ling, our good runner. They talk a little bit, but the rest of it is just her glaring the hell out of her. We go back and we find out that they have no money for the Olympics whatsoever, so the politician being there meant nothing. Floppy Hat says, it's all right, come to my house, which is a chicken factory deal, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Sure enough, they sit there, and after just a few minutes, it's all, we can do it for China! Yeah! Everybody, thumbs up all around. Impromptu street performance. We're going to earn money this way. They're all running around, swords flying, jumping, dancing dragons. Huge parade, businesses offering all their money from the day. It's fantastic, super cheesy, but there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Cut to the next day where they're with a rich business owner. He says, sounds like it went great. How much money did you? Oh, we didn't earn that much money. They were enthusiastic. We just didn't earn that much money. So they're asking him for help. And he says, sure, I'd be happy to try to help in any way that I can. So things are looking on the up and up. By the way, this business owner just had a baby. And what do you do after you have a baby? Why, you take him to the pawn shop. Of course that's what you do. He's pawning the child. He takes it in. The kid gets stamped. They ask him, how much is your baby worth? He says, $10,000 at least. It might be a cultural thing I'm just not getting. I don't understand this, but he pawned the kid. After this, they go outside in the street to give everybody something to eat to celebrate the baby being born, and yada yada. Oh, baby's taken. Now we get a fight. Our Scarf Hero here chases after. Look at the action here. It is good. Great. Tight. A little bit of wire work. Not too much. Wonderful job. I really enjoy this part. We cut back to him giving the baby back and saying, yeah, everything's all right. It's all right. It's all good. Our side story about the runners, the good and the bad, has finally exploded with the bad runner saying I think you are not the best and I can prove it. Let's go outside. They go out in the dark. Let's have a race. 1, 2, 3, go. Runs. Well, wouldn't you know it, turns out that her neck kind of separated itself a little bit there, and she is no longer able to run. Devastating. But my God, is the crying in this terrible. Not only because of the bad dubbing, but also because, look at her. She's like trying to find the tears as she looks around in sadness. This is terrible. This is really bad acting. She's better at the fluffy stuff where she's, all, go China, we can do it, I'm the best. But when she has to actually show some emotion, I don't believe a lick of it. In either Chinese or English. No. Now we're moving on. And it turns out that they're going to have all the martial artists come together to discuss who should go to the Olympics. One martial arts master doesn't like this. He breaks into the dojo where Floppy Hat is, and a fight ensues between Floppy Hat and him, and then the master breaks in, and it's master against master. Good against evil. Again, good fighting. It's slick. It's fast. It's well done. It's eventually decided that they will have a tournament, an exhibition. Let everybody come from all the different martial arts groups, and we can all compete and see who's the best. The evil master agrees and says, all right, I'll do that. He leaves with his two sons and the rest of his men, and then they go away. We cut to the exhibition. As it begins, everybody's having a good time. Go China, we're here to support each other. Our evil master's sitting front row center with his kids, and he says, this sucks, this is stupid. He goes up and starts beating up the contestants, yells at everybody, and says, this is crap.
What the hell is he doing?
This isn't how you decide. We gotta really fight each other to the death. Let's do it. Another master comes down and tells him, no. She gives a big inspiring speech about how we're all martial artists, we believe in peace, we don't have to fight, goes through the whole thing, and he looks back at her, aw, shucks, okay, we don't have to do this my way. And sure enough, once it continues and his boys are fighting, he's all yucking it up and going, this is great, yay, China! The flip-flop back here is sickeningly sweet, and it just really throws me off. So they whittle it down to a group that they're going to follow with that's going to compete hardcore against each other in fighting to decide who officially gets to go. The first was just a preliminary. We get to our final exhibition before they're going to announce who gets to go to the Olympics. And because Evil Master's son lied about his name in order to make sure he could get in there, he is disqualified. Evil Master's super pissed off and says, this is bad. I should be allowed in. I hate you all again. Floppy Hat and Scarf have to fight each other. Scarf wins because he's better. After this point, they don't like each other. They're mad. Scarf tries to offer him a drink. He refuses. Then they're friends, so he's going to take a drink. And then he says, no, don't. It's poison. And then he rubs it on his arm. You're seeing this, right? He's just rubbing it on his arm. What does this mean? Is it an ointment? It wasn't a drink? I don't know. We move on to our other side story about the whole pawn shop baby thing. Turns out the baby's actually been kidnapped now by the nephew of the rich man who had the baby. He wants the $10,000 that he says he owes for the child. The baby gets taken by Scarf Boy. He grabs the baby and rescues it and all this other back and forth. We get to go to the race where a lot of money is going to be earned, but Emo Girl doesn't show up. So, what is our poor, hurt good girl going to do? She's going to run the race. Why not? We also get a fantastic fight sequence here at the business of the rich man. It is awesome. We got fire, explosions, master against master. Floppy Hat's doing some cool moves. Scarf Boy's there fighting too. It's a cool fight sequence. Again, when they fight in this film, it's good. And then once again, we get the sappy thing where the evil master's son gets trapped in an elevator. There's fire all around him. He can't get out. Our good guys rescue him. And once again, our evil master switches to, oh, shucks, you guys. I was just joking about trying to kill you. I love all of you. Let's be friends again. They get the baby back. Everything's fine with that. But what happened to our love interest, who had to run the whole race? Yeah, I'm going to stop there. There's a little bit more to it. Not that much. I don't recommend this film at all. There is good fighting in here, but there's not enough. But the whole thing is just so sappy. It's so go-go China. I know it was 2008 and they were trying to drum up support for the Olympics in their country. But as a standalone film, I just don't think it's that fun to watch. Some of the fighting is great, and there's some good actors who have been in other stuff. I just don't think this one's that wonderful. If you can get it for cheap, maybe like $2 or $3, fine. If you can stream it for free, hey, I would say do that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Everybody's favorite spot.
Everybody wants to see a brawl. Somebody's got to stand, somebody's got to fall. 1, 2, 3, and the bell ain't the call. It's Hong Kung Fu, it's a fight, not a draw. What they come to see is people bounce off the wall and hear the people all fight to the finish.
Is this movie going to inspire you to love China and love the Olympics? Or are you just going to be turning it off after just a few seconds? Well, let's take a look at the cast and then we'll see.